Hey, everybody. I want to apologize. I'm in Chicago and I forgot about the time difference. They're 1 hour behind me in Louisville. Man, I'm sorry. I mean it. I forgot that. Uh, it's crazy. I got here and it never even occurred to me. Even though, see, the clock got 9:20, I'm thinking it's 9:20, but it's really 10:20 in Louisville. So shout out to the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much, man, for your patience. I don't blame you if you're not on here. Uh, I see Michael Beach Alive. There's Michael Beach Alive. Okay. I'm pretty sure Jacob Tanjay is going to be on here. All my fourth quarter members. I don't know. It's crazy, right? What's up, Roger? What's up, Mike? Dawsonville, my old heads. Appreciate y'all. Any new viewers and subscribers, join us today. Welcome. And anybody catching this on replay, we always have a topic. Today's topic is, men leaving America are not the problem, but a symptom of the problem. But remember, we always have a topic. But this is always your live stream. We'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Just put it over here and I'll get to it. I don't know what's going on with this StreamYard. Now, all of a sudden, normally if I just hit on your comment, it'll show up. Now I got to hit bring them on stage. Crazy. There's Jacob John Jay. What's up, Ron Lawson? The peso was 57.25, 26 rather. It went back up a little bit, but I don't know if Liberation Day is going to affect that or not. I'm pretty sure it will. I did try that Harold's Chicken Shack here. The chicken's pretty good, man. The fries were seasoned, but they forgot to give me my coleslaw. I'm supposed to get a coleslaw with them two chicken breasts, and I bought a side of macaroni and cheese. But it was pretty good. I mean, it was really, really um, seasoned. He said, I think Chicago got capped. It did get me with this damn time, man. I forgot, guys. I promise you I did. Because I'm sitting up here. I got all my notes and everything. I'm ready to go. I'm saying, like, well, hell, I'll just wait to 9:30 and then I check my messages. W Secrets of Success. And Cal, where are you? Your damn the live stream is on. He said, I hope he handles that divorce before he goes back. Just get over and move on. Oh yeah, that's really simple, man. You know, that's something that should have been taken care of. Imagine almost 6 years, but I got a feeling I know why she was dragging her feet with that. I don't think she wants to marry that man. I think that man is pressuring her, and by her staying married, she can't marry him. Because I was going to pay for the divorce. All she had to do was file. I'm overseas. I was overseas. Y'all know how easy it is to get uncontested divorce here in America. It never should have took that long. This is just what I'm thinking. It could be wrong. He said we should have a channel, just chat with each other. Well, what y'all should do is it don't have to be a channel. It could be a Facebook group. We already got one. Y'all don't use it. It's called the Expat Resource Center. Every now and then people will check in and post something there. You can do that. But really the main thing is when there's a meet and greet available, is to come to the meet and greets. That's the best way. He said the prevailing theory is Cal got uh, caught up by a big Shirley. He said, put the link here. I don't I can't I'm on my phone, so I can't move around like that. But just go on Facebook and it's called Expert Resource Center. It's quite a few people there, but they don't come on every day. He said, "Yeah, Cisco is tragic, destroying a great economy." I'm talking about that on my last video, and I'm telling guys, you better get out of America now while you can still afford it. And I'm not talking about leaving for good, but if that's your plan, I'm talking about those prices are going to go up. It's a lot of confusion, man. But one thing is certain: prices are going up. And I was listening to a podcast today. It was just only economic, financial people. And a guy put up there, he put up a scenario where there was a 50% tariff on China and a 23% tariff on Taiwan. And he said, imagine paying $3,500 for an iPhone that you're paying 1,000 for now. They're going back and forth, but one thing you're not going to, it's one thing they agree on. Prices are going to go up and your salary is going to stay the same. You know, we can't afford it, guys. We can't afford it, regular guys like that. Regular guys, we can't afford even the short-term pain that they're talking about, especially when everybody knows what a tariff is. The United States companies, they pay a tariff on the items. Oh, well, this just hasn't been my day today. My phone went out, the low bat. But yeah, the U.S. companies pay the tariff on the items they import, and then they just pass the cost on to us. I don't know why it's so hard for people uh, to understand that. It's real simple. I mean, but you still, I got, I got MAGA people that follow me. I don't have a problem with. The problem that I have is we play personality politics. Not one of those guys has ever written an executive order or have they placed a tariff on anybody. But if you say something about Trump and his policies, they get upset. And the same as if I say something about Biden, his followers will do the same thing. It's like, you know, it's not a football game. I mean, whatever happened to um, free speech? Hey, Michael, see you in the Philippines. Say, hey, Cal, I know you were talking about a meet and greet in Manila. Yeah, we're going to do it in Subic Bay in May, Michael. No, not a brownout. That was my phone. It's been a long day, guys. I promise you it has. But I wanted to come on here today because we got the meet and greet tomorrow. Now, a lot of people are going to be at around 1 o'clock. I forgot the name of. There's another place. It's a pub about a 5 minute walk because it's all downtown from Gino's East Pizzeria that they're going to meet. And I'll put it on my community page after this when I find out. He said Trump said silence. But it's just something else to divide the country. I mean, but we'll all start coming together once them prices start going up and the airlines are really catching hell, man. That's what my video's about. It's a lot of people that are watching this right now. You're putting your trip off. You're putting your vacation off, the house, the car, and all that, man. You better do it now while you can still afford it. Because you don't really know how it's going to affect you. Some of the stuff's going to be immediate, like like the perishable foods, like the groceries and the fruits and vegetables. Uh, Those tariffs are going to hit that immediately. And then remember, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. So most of our money goes toward the necessities of living. Toothpaste, soap, all that's going to go up. But your salary's not going to go up. Man, some guys, man, they're so scared by all this stuff that they want to retire, but now they don't want, they're afraid to retire. And then some people who have retired, they're talking about going back to work. Already 1 in 6 people who retire go back to work. They're looking for that number to increase. You know, so it just depends. The MAGA people say, "Oh, it's going to be short term." Everybody else is saying, "We don't know." It could be a depression. So I would say, I would expect the worst, man. I would plan for the worst, is what I would do. So if you're planning a trip or something like that, I would do it now. Some of these companies, they anticipated the tariffs, so they stocked up on the things that they sell the most. But once they restock, that's when the prices are gonna go up. But the airlines are gonna get hit all the way around. They already were struggling. Their stocks were already down before these tariffs. They got hit the hardest. Yeah, he said, what is he saying? Baking soda and peroxide, mint leaf toothpaste. Well, all that little stuff like that is eventually going to go up. But, remember, we're consumer junkies. We're no different than crackheads. Y'all going to keep buying that stuff, man. You're just going to pay more for it. You think all them people who crazy about Jordans, they're going to stop buying Jordans? No, they're just going to pay more for them. And those big screen TVs and phones and all that other foolishness that we buy, they're going to continue to buy it. They don't have a choice. They're addicted to buying. We're consumer junkies, man. We're addicts. You think if they raise the price of crack, the crackheads are going to stop smoking? No. They raise the prices on these items, you're not going to stop buying them. That's already been proven with inflation and all of that. You're still going to buy it. Okay, if your car, they're talking about 9,200, more for the price of a car. You're going to buy that car anyway because you want to front around and drive around and try to impress people. You're still going to do it. It's the little guys who are going to really suffer who don't have any extra income, any discretionary income. It's all week to week. Mike Dorseyville said, I've never been to Chicago, Cal. I'm a East Coast guy. Chicago's considered the Midwest, man. You would love it here, man. Chicago. In the summertime, it's like you might as well be overseas. It's like being overseas. You see people from all over the world on the Magnificent Mile. And then you got Lakeshore Drive. You got the beach over there with the Great Lakes. It just looks like an ocean. I've flown into Chicago so many times. I didn't really start coming here until I used to bring my Filipino wife and son here all the time. We got addicted. So we come 2 or 3 times a year and we just stay down here in the Gold Coast. I mean, it's just one of the things that make you think, man, if I was rich, this is where I would live. But, I don't live like that. I don't live hypothetically, but, you know, America's a great place, man, if you're rich. I mean, let's just be honest. And this is one of the places you can't deny that. Yeah, he said the Navy Pier. I mean, it's just beautiful down here, guys. I mean, it really is. I got addicted to it. Well, like I said, we used to come 2 or 3 times a year, and we'd catch the hotels, because these are like 4 and 5 star hotels. We'd get them for like, I'd get them rather for like $100 a night, and we stay 3 or 4 nights and eat at the nice places. The House of Pancakes. And I'd let my wife, how Filipinos, they love taking pictures in front of everything. You got all these stores down here, these fancy ass stores, these outlets, stores. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for that super chat. He says, wait, I'm gonna have to read it like this. I can't. He says, I'm glad. Wait, this is crazy. I can't. Because I went to Great Lakes. I went to boot camp in Great Lakes. And the only time I ever went downtown Chicago was in 1984, but it was at nighttime. It was cold as hell. And we were on our way somewhere to the store because we were on our way to, what's it called? Copper Box. Anybody from Chicago will know that place. Confident Voice Speaks says, I'm glad that the Russian vloggers getting deported. Also, prices will be up and stay up when the dust settles. See, that's what I'm talking about on the video, Confident Voice Speaks. I'm saying, okay, now when the prices go up, because Trump claims that this is a strategy. Okay, well, if he accomplishes what he's set out to accomplish, are the prices going to go back? Are we going to get a refund? Because remember, just like COVID, somebody's going to profit off of this. It's not going to be us. All those people got rich doing COVID. It's going to be the same thing with these terrorists, man. People are going to get rich, but not the little guy, not us. We're going to suffer, man. We're going to suffer. He said, hey, Cal, don't you think these tariffs make places like Philippines more appealing? Absolutely. But you better go while you can afford it. Because pretty soon you're going to get trapped over here. You're going to want to leave, but you're not going to be able to afford to leave. They was throwing out some hell of a worst case scenarios, man, scary. But he claimed it's a strategy. So, But this is one of those things where you say, can everybody be wrong? Because every channel on television and YouTube, I mean, it's just thousands and thousands of people talking about this stuff. And it's all doomsday. I mean, if this guy who's already filed bankruptcy 5 or 6 times all of a sudden comes up with this magnificent plan like that, people are going to be embarrassed. They're going to have some explaining to do, but I just don't think they're wrong, man. Everybody couldn't be wrong. But who knows, man? I'm hoping for the best, but I'm a realist. Mark Garlick says all I need to do is save up for a ticket to the Philippines. Then all I need is a few dollars for a Filipino and live in a straw hut, and all will be good. Well, at least you got a plan, but you better do it now. Hell, American Airlines stock is down 44%. So if you one of those guys that like to buy stock when it's down, imagine buying that stock because it's going to go back up if you know if the orange genius, you know, he said Thailand earthquake did more for Philippine tourism this year than anything else. Isn't that right? They have one earthquake and boy, they spook, Mike. We go through one natural disaster after the other in the Philippines. They won't last over that though, because once the um, one of them typhoons come through there, they'll be gone again. Hey, Blank Paper One, thanks for that super chat. He says, thank you for your service to this country, Cal. Are you welcome, man? I went in right after high school. My brother was already in, and I was in a real estate class in junior college. And I couldn't concentrate. I'm like, I'm going in the Navy. And I left class, which was right uptown, and went right to the recruiter's office. And I became a cook because they were giving a $1,500 bonus, which was a lot of money back then. To me, it was. You know, it wasn't like because I believe I got like a 74 on the ASVAB, so I had a bunch of jobs I could have qualified for. But when he threw out that 1,500, I said, I want that. I want that 1,500. He said, never, never bet against America. Well, we're not betting against America. We're betting against Trump. We're not betting against America. Man, all that's rhetoric, man. People over here starving. Y'all on here with all that rhetoric. That's all that is, man. Those days are over. It's time to be real, man. We got that great military and all that, but all that never, never bet against America. We're the bullies of the world. That's all it is. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Okay, but it's good that you know, that's all that old fake patriot talk. Most of them old patriots never fought for their country. They never even went anywhere near a damn um, recruiting office. But they want to talk up like that. And you got people, my sister's 74 years old, still having to work. She got 8 more years to pay on that house. 8 more years. He said the tariffs may be good, may be a good long game play, but for older folks, we don't have the time to wait and see if it helps. Well, it's not going to help. There's history on our side, Ron Lawson. These people aren't stupid. History matters. When when this type of stuff happened before, they talk about 1930, 1923. It was bad for America when they tried the same stuff. He's a blockhead, man. He ain't listening to the right people, man. They already know. We pay the damn terrorists, not the countries. We need free trade. Guys, we're living in a global economy now. Man, if them people really gang up on us, the only reason they don't gang up on us because they got all these customers over here. That's like the drug dealer deciding, oh, I don't want to say, he got a long line of crackheads outside his door, but he ain't going, oh, I don't like crackheads. But he's got a house full of crack. That's how these countries are. It's the only reason they're dealing with us because we're their number one client. Everything is imported. We buying like crazy. You gotta stop us from buying. If you want to try to remedy uh, that problem, but people don't think. They don't think, man. We're buying everything. We're not gonna stop buying, and they're not gonna stop selling. We need each other. We're not making iPhones over here. Most of the cars you clowns are driving are made somewhere else. And then the damn parts come from somewhere else. He said, I was just joking, Cal. I wouldn't live like that. Well, some people will. Some people live like that now. I found out, you see a lot, and I know why people do it. You see a lot of videos now about, oh, men are leaving the Philippines in droves. It's really not. It's really just attrition. The more that leave, the more come. But the men who really stay over there, they've traveled before. A lot of them have been in the military. It's nothing. What you hear most people complain about, we don't complain about over there. I'm like, what are y'all complaining about? What do you want? Just go on back home then if you know, you're just not used to being anywhere else. You haven't been anywhere in your life but home. And then they want to talk about how bad it is in these places. We're still on planet Earth. It's no worse than anywhere else, but they do that for clicks. Just as many people are coming, probably more are coming than leaving. But we're not the problem. See, here's the thing. When you say, oh, I'm going to move out of America, people will attack you. Oh, you're unpatriotic. You hate America. We have this discussion all the time. We're not the problem. We're a symptom of the problem. Okay? We've got to take the government back from these rich folks, man. They don't care nothing about us. They don't care nothing about us. They can withstand those tariffs. They don't really give a damn what them tariffs are. They got plenty of money like that. But not enough of us regular people are running for office. They can't relate to you, man. But we're always trying to take up for these rich folks. And you want to keep your foot on the neck of the poor people and the middle class and the people who are struggling. Make that make sense to me. The hell with them politicians, man. They don't give a damn about you and me. But you want to side with them. You don't know nothing about their policies and stuff. You playing personality politics like it's a basketball game or something. You ain't wrote one executive order. You ain't placed one tariff on nobody. But let somebody say something about Trump or Biden or Obama, and y'all ready to fight. And y'all need to get real, man. And y'all need to wake up. Yeah, thank you, Curtis. This is what I'm saying. You just took the words out of my mouth. We treat rich people like God. Being rich doesn't equate to intelligence. It doesn't mean they're any smarter than you. They just got money, and a lot of them inherited the damn money. It ain't like Trump. Trump inherited all of that he got. They can't relate to you. Hey, what's up, Billy? He said, we fanatical brains in the USA. Yeah, we are fanatic. We're extremists over here. There is no in between, no matter what it is. We're so distracted. And that's what they do. They keep us divided and distracted over here. We can't get anything done. But when somebody wakes up for whatever reason or not, maybe a divorce wakes them up, a bankruptcy wakes them up, something wakes them up, and they see it for what it is, and they say, oh, I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving. That's what I got down here. A lot of men are coming to the realization that America is not what it used to be. It's not this fairy tale place that they sold us on all this time, man. We're learning to think for ourselves. And it makes a whole lot more sense. You're like, well, hell, I'm 63. I don't have 63 more years. Y'all can play that patriotic stuff all you want. The earth is my home. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated. I'm going to go where my money's going to stretch further. I'm going to go where my stress is less, you know. But yeah, that's what's going on, because I'm going to tell you something. Just like he said, we we think rich people are gods, right? So what about the regular men? See, we're inconsequential. We're tired of that. We're like, man, I put on my pants, I go out here, work my fingers to the bone. I've done everything America's asked me to do. And y'all still, you know, just push me to the side like I'm nothing. That's the attitude I've seen with these women here, man. These little tack-haired women here, they got the nerve to have the attitudes they have toward men over here, man. And then they wonder why a man's leaving. Lady, you don't even have a job, and you looking for some fantastic man. I mean, you should see them, man. I've seen them today. They nose all up in the air. Like if it wasn't for men like me, there wouldn't be no you. Rich folks don't care nothing about you. Yeah, well, people are tired of being um, inconsequential, man. We're important, man. We matter. And then you got people say, yeah, come on over here. You matter to me, because let me tell y'all something. If you didn't know it already, you are ATM over here. You are ATM in America. I've been back for a little bit over a month. I'm a bigger ATM machine here than I am over there. So men are going to pay no matter where we are and no matter the circumstances. So you might as well pay and get what you want out of the damn deal, because I'm spending more money over here. I'm more of an ATM over here for grown ass people than I am in the Philippines. So y'all need to get that straight. Okay, Timothy Bright. Now you know you've been on here long enough to know. He said, Cal, I knew you're frozen. You knew you frozen for a minute earlier. Have you read any of my chats? I sent two. Well, I've got hundreds of chats. There's 360 people on here, Timothy. There's hundreds and hundreds. They just keep coming. I catch them as I can catch them. They don't just stop there and flash on and off and say, oh, it's Timothy Bright, but I didn't see him. I got to keep going. I can't keep up. So I try to do the best I can. Mr. Untouchable says, when you coming back to the field, Cal? I'm already on the clock. You know, I'm already on the clock. It won't be long. I already got my ticket, though, so they can't raise the price. But y'all hear me telling you already. The experts already told you, the analysts whose job it is to keep up with the numbers in the airline industry. They're saying that airline tickets are going to rise. It's going to affect the whole economy. Some immediately, some down the line. It depends on what you're buying. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It ain't about ghetto and all that. It ain't about ghetto because a lot of the people, Mark, Garlic, who are earning over $200,000 every year, they said that they're living paycheck to paycheck. Remind us what? What do you want to remind us? He says, "Oh, okay." So he's saying everybody he know. Well, that's what you say. You're fronting though, you know. But see, that's the problem. We only care about ourselves. We're a country of individuals. Mark, knowing good and well that the 401k is getting hammered right now. Talking about everyone he knows. So you gonna tell me you don't know anybody living paycheck to paycheck? You probably living paycheck to paycheck. That's why I said the 62% is probably higher because people are tripping. You think because you got a car, well, the bank owns that car. The bank owns that house. You don't own that house unless you've been uh, paying on it for 40 years. We're not complaining. Who says that we can't demand better? You guys are uneducated. It's not complaining. We're having a conversation. What do you talk about all day, Mark? What do you talk about? Absolutely nothing. He said, my savings tripled when I came to the Philippines. But see, they don't believe it. They think that we're only 4% of the population. There's 96% of the Earth's population out there. You're going to tell me that they're full of shit? There's nothing good out there. It's all here in America. Man, y'all not only drinking the Kool-Aid, y'all drinking poison. See, that's poisonous thinking right there. That kind of thinking don't do nobody any good. Y'all fools to think like that, that there's nothing else out there but America. You're going to find out. Yeah, well, see, every time, there's always going to be the exception, Tyrone. Okay? Okay, Mark. Now, I thought you were on here. I'm going to get rid of you because I thought you were on here for you. You're a troll. Get rid of him. Uh, he probably never even been to the Philippines before. Get rid of this Mark Garlic. It's not even a real name anyway. Talking about the Philippines is garbage. See, we don't want that kind of talk on here, guys. We trying to really have a real conversation. We don't have time for these punks. You know, these immature punks that come on here and want to waste our time. People selling everything and moving to these places. They want some solutions. If you want to play the most silly ass games, go somewhere else and play them. You're not gonna play them here on my channel. He said, if the value of the dollar keeps dropping, I don't know how cheap it would be to live overseas. Well, it's still going to be cheaper than it is here. So imagine if it keeps dropping here and your purchasing power is going down. Okay? Meaning you got less money because your salary's not going up, but the prices are going up, inflation. Now you got these damn tariffs. I mean, is anybody else seeing this? What kind of magic potion or magic wine y'all think he's got? It's all talk right now, but when the rubber hits the road and you spending all this extra money for the things that you buy anyway, soap and toothpaste and all that stuff, then maybe, that's the good thing about sometimes there is a silver lining in this stuff. It wakes people up. It brings them together. Yeah, yeah. See, but this is what I'm saying. Can everybody be wrong, Thomas? This is what I'm saying. Can everybody be wrong? And he brings out a chart. This shows you how comical it is. And the percentages aren't even the real percentages. He's playing us like a fool. The people came on there. The ambassador to the Netherlands says we only got a 1.9% tariff on y'all. Not whatever it was on there, 23% or whatever it is. Guys are lying right to our face. But we don't care. We don't care, Mark. Oh, okay, I see what they've done. They changed, the StreamYard changed altogether. Now you got to put somebody on stage, and then underneath it, instead of the bullet points, it's got blocks. Yeah, tariffs are taxes that we pay. Well, of course, the companies pay tariffs on the items that they import. Okay, so if I'm buying something, they put a tariff on it. Okay, I was paying 10 for it, now it's 20. I was selling it to you for 20. So now I can't sell it to you for 20 anymore. I got to sell it to you for more if I'm going to stay in business. But when you're in a cult, when you're a member of a cult, which this is a cult, guys, they don't look at facts. Facts are their enemy. They just keep on parroting this stuff. They can't speak for themselves. Go on Facebook if you don't believe me. They're reposting all this stuff. And then if you talk to them face to face, they might as well be talking to Trump or Fox or Sky. They say the same things over and over and over. Well, it takes courage, but it doesn't mean we're haters, and it doesn't mean we're the problem. People say, "Oh, stop running, stand and fight." Well, we fought the good fight. He said, "I'm proud of everyone, including yourself, Cal, who had the courage." Let me see. Okay, to get out of here and go where you're treated best without being held back. Of course, it's cool. I mean, this is we're supposed to do that. Who's only you're gonna tell me the experts are the only ones who are supposed to talk about this political point of views? This is what gets me when people say, "Oh, don't talk about politics." Well, who's supposed to talk about it? We're just having a conversation, the same type of conversation we'd be having if we were out eating at a restaurant or in the gym, the locker room, in a car driving someplace. That's all this is. We're just on YouTube and StreamYard. But they try to restrict what you could talk about. What do you talk about in your house at the kitchen table? That's what we talk about. But you can do it without. If somebody said something about, let's say for instance, well, say I don't like any of them politicians. But say for instance, in 2008, when I bought into the Barack Obama stuff, right? It still didn't. I wasn't gonna fight you if you said anything that about him I didn't like. They're gonna fight you if you say something about these politicians who give absolutely who care nothing about them, who don't even know them. All you got to do is just say anything about Trump, and they coming for you, man. That's a cult. We already know most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, politicians are a joke. He says, I'm already rebranding myself as a yard sale, farmer's market type of guy to the extreme. Yeah, see, they're going to ask us to do stuff right now on the fly. I mean, we got to do the 180 right now. They're going to ask, they're in order to deal with these tariffs. Save money, manage your money better, prioritize your spending and all that stuff we've never done our whole lives. All we do is get the money and spend it. They want us to change all our habits overnight if you're going to make it. That's what it's going to take. Because we really don't know. We stand by and wait for them to do everything, and then we have to suffer the consequences of their actions. You see where they said, okay, he said, they deport all brown people and worry about it later. Yeah, you see where the judge told them, y'all go get that man over there in El Salvador that y'all sent over there illegally with no due process. Guys, this shit is scary. And these knuckleheads, all they're talking about is, oh, get them out of here. Look, we got something in this country called the rule of law. They're trying to, just say, the hell with the rule of law. They took that man over there. Okay, if he's illegal, then prove it. Put him in front of a court of law and prove it. You don't just kidnap people and take them out of the country like that. This is America. Like that guy got on here, don't bet against America. Man, we got rule of law over here. Can't circumvent the damn law. That's what they're doing. But it's okay with y'all cult members. People are cults. Pretty soon, y'all not going to say nothing until they come for you. And snatch that man up. That man ain't done nothing. Okay, if he is a gang member, prove he's a gang member then. Give him the due process like we have here. They're snatching people off the street, taking them over there, man. It's illegal. Mopar, thanks for that super chat. He says, I'm a business owner for 30 years with employees, and I live paycheck to paycheck. Anyone who says they don't aren't telling the truth. Cult mentality is strong and will be our downfall. Bullies always lose. Thank you. Guys, get on here. They fronting, man. They're asking you to do things now that you've never done before. They're going to raise prices, but your paycheck is not going to raise. And you're already addicted. They already got you strung out on buying. You're a consumer junkie, man. You're no different than a crackhead or a heroin addict or fentanyl addict. You're not going to stop buying Jordans and big screen TVs and fancy watches and all that other stupid shit we buy. But won't nobody get honest with themselves. That's only what? The first step to solving any problem is admit you got a damn problem. Y'all gonna buy that stuff. So whatever he's trying to do ain't gonna work. It's just gonna hurt us more. You're not gonna get a rebate. They're not gonna go back and give you the money if his plan works. Oh, I'm trying to get these countries to negotiate. They're already down at the lowest percentage, dummy. You thinking that the country's gotta pay America. No, we're paying for that. You're damn right. A lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's only going to get worse. Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for that super chat. He says, Cory Booker just made history with the longest speech in Senate history. Definitely a powerful moment. I respect the passion, but let's be real, it's not going to stop the mega train. Well, see, I said the same thing today. I said, okay, let's give him his due. Okay, he did that. He broke the record. But what's that going to do in real time? Once them people stop patting him on the back, the price you pay for their loaf of bread is still going to go up. That's what gets me, man. I'm thinking like, why are these people running for office? They think they're important. They think they're celebrities. Okay, what did you do by that, man? In real time. What did you do? And they tell me, oh, it's a heroic moment, people crying and stuff. I'm like, dude, them bananas still went up. It ain't gonna stop these mega man. Okay, now he says, well, this is where you were wrong. You can't just look at people. Now look what this guy says, Mark King. They hear illegally. Now, how would you know that, Mark? They broke the law by running across the border. We can't do, I don't know what he's saying. We can't go to their country illegally. Well, see, here's the problem. How do you know they're there illegally? See, that's the problem. Y'all think y'all got some type of special powers. Yeah, if they brown skin, see, y'all done treated black people like that the whole time. Y'all need to quit with that. You can't look at somebody and tell they're illegal. You ain't got no special power. If he's illegal, then take him to court. Try him. And then send him home. Or if you catch him coming over the fence. Y'all looking at people now because they got tattoos and all that. And somebody said, oh, yeah, he's part of that. And snatching people up, taking them to these clandestine prisons and stuff. Man, America, man, that's some criminal stuff, man. That's some terrorist type of stuff. But once they do somebody like you or somebody you know like that, then you're going to be crying. That's what I was talking about the other day. Y'all sit around and let them pass all that bullshit legislation that affects everybody. Then when it affects you, you crying. You want somebody to feel sorry for you to hear you cry. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, them guys. No, they're not drinking the Kool-Aid. They're drinking poison now. It's not even Kool-Aid anymore. I wish it was just Kool-Aid. They're gone beyond the Kool-Aid to think this orange-faced bastard is some kind of savior. They call him Jesus Trump now. That's what they call him. And none of these guys have ever written one piece of legislation or anything. They don't know anything about politics. They just get mad because you don't agree with what they agree with. Well, it's called America. He said you can't get into the Philippines without a visa. Yes, you can. Kona Ranger, you don't know what you're talking about. All you need is a passport. You don't get in the Philippines. We come from America's a non-visa country with the Philippines. But at least they're going to give you a day in court. These people, this man did not get caught coming across the border. He was already here. Okay? They see he got tattoos and different stuff like that, man. They act like we don't even have a constitution. You people are crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Y'all drinking poison now. And he gonna get on here. See how stupid they are? Say you can't get into the Philippines without a visa. I do it all the time. Yeah. This is the reason why he keeps writing all these executive orders. Okay? Just like the tariffs. Don't you know that Congress can take that power back from him? But they don't got enough backbone. They're afraid of him. He act like he's an alpha man. He's obese. He inherited everything he's got. He's soft, man. He's a draft dodger and everything else, but that's y'all's hero. And Joe Biden is no different. Whoever you put in that office is no different. Okay, let me make that clear. But Joe Biden's not in there now. He's in there. Y'all act like y'all don't know Trump. Like he wasn't in there before with all them old promises and stuff. He ain't do nothing. He was supposed to bring the damn jobs back then. He didn't do it. Yeah, they can't do that based on looks, but that's what they do. I've been dealing with that shit my whole life. And then when you bring it up, They get offended. Well, stop doing it. Yeah, that's all it is. Act like history don't matter. You know, if you're not racist, why, when they bring up racism, do you get offended? Then I'm not talking to you then. But to say that America's not racist, you got to be crazy. It's the most racist country probably that's ever existed. We just tolerate it. No, we didn't say you a troll. We're saying that you can't do that man like they did him. That's why they bringing him back. So get mad about that, Mark. They're bringing him back. They got to Monday to bring that man back. All the hell. And guess what? Now we're going to have to pay taxpayer money to pay him and his family. Stupid. Yeah, he said Cory Booker made his moment in the Guinness Book of World Records. Meanwhile, nobody knows what he was talking about. Yeah, it's like, okay, he did it. And he's so proud and everybody. I'm like, dude, I'm still struggling out here. Make that make sense to me. But it's gonna go down in history. See, that's the kind of bullshit that they doing. And then they'll show them arguing on the Senate floor, but it's not doing anything for us. You know, I used to like that. What's that lady's name? Jasmine Crockett. She ain't getting nothing done though. It sounds good. I'm not spreading fear. What are you talking about? We're not spreading fear. Dude, you must have your eyes closed. He said, I got my Filipino wife, my Filipino stepkids here, and what's he saying? I can't see. They got this new setup. Okay. I've had zero problems all while Trump was in office his 2 terms. You're just spreading fear. I'm not spreading fear. How am I spreading fear? When I'm seeing it right in front of my face, what he's doing, he's spreading the fear. Okay. When they're snatching people off the street, taking them out of the country with no due process, sir. Christopher Monk. Okay. More than likely, they won't have any problem. But we're talking about to the people that have problems. They think they got some type of special powers like the police. Police don't have special powers. If you stop enough people and harass enough people, you're going to find some guilty people. Ain't it funny that they only show on TV the people who are guilty? They never show the people who they falsely arrested and accused who got off and had they uh, cases thrown out. They only parade in front of you the guilty ones, the people that were caught with guns, drugs, money, and everything. But the people they falsely accused, they don't show you that. Hey, Lewis, thank you. He says, I love your videos, Cal. It's my favorite YouTube channel. Keep up the good work. I just like to have conversations, man. That's all. Same type of conversations you would have at your kitchen table. We don't have enough of them. We want to talk about women all day. Well, there's a distinction there. Some men travel for pussy, and some men travel for a woman, for a companion. It's a difference now. But you get tired of talking that stuff, man, because especially for me, I live in the Philippines, okay? Every man that I know who goes over there, who wants a woman who's sincerely looking as a decent human being, is going to have a woman. So why do we have to keep beating that dead horse over and over and over? It sounds stupid, but I don't troll anybody. I just keep scrolling. I don't click on that stuff. Where to find the best Filipinos? In the Philippines, man. Okay, when most of those guys who are giving you that stuff, they either never show you a woman or they met on the dating site like everybody else. They don't have no special powers either. Yeah, if you live in the Philippines for quite a while and the women get to know you and start, seeing who you are and trusting you as much as they can trust you, yeah, you might be able to say, hey, how you doing? Let's go out for a coffee or something like that. You try that on the first day you go over there. That's a red flag if she allows you to do that. Okay, that's shy. They're afraid of us. He says, I'm having a Tanduay Coke right now. Yeah, see, you're living the life, Saran Alai. When I get over there, that's what I be doing, minus the Tanduay. But I'm in America now, so I'm a vlog. I'm somebody that likes to have conversation. I can't. I'm going to talk about what everybody else is talking about. I'm in America. I haven't done one vlog on the Philippines since I've been here. I don't have to do that. That's why I don't respect guys who live over here doing vlogs on the Philippines. Stupid, with all everything that's going on around you over here in America, you got enough content to keep you busy forever. And you want to talk about that same old bullshit over there in the Philippines that everybody talks about over and over. I have no respect for you. Yeah, this is what I said, Raymond. He says, only one who will benefit with these cuts are the rich. America's headed to a recession because of the tariffs. That guy was not a gang member. He had an autism tattoo because his son has autism. Well, they know that now. But the point is, they're kidnapping people, man, and taking them to these jails over there. They made these old behind the scenes deals with El Salvador and all these countries, and they sending people over there. If you think they got one, you think he's the only one they got wrong. Okay, if they got him wrong, do you think he's the only one that they got wrong? I doubt it. If there's one, there's 100. And of course they're gonna get rich because uh just like they did during COVID. But here's the problem. We're just gonna do nothing. We're gonna fight each other like we're doing right now. Ain't nothing gonna get done. You're gonna pay the higher price and wait and cower in your house, hoping and praying that the prices come back down. You put your life, you grown ass men, put your life in the hand of somebody else. You ain't even trying to come up with a solution. I left this place, not because I don't love it. I put my life on the line for America. But the way they playing the game over here, I'll be damned if I'm gonna live my fourth quarter like that. But y'all sitting around cowering in your house. They ain't gonna do a damn thing. You ain't gonna make a vlog. You ain't gonna raise your voice. All you gonna do is go along with the bullshit because you're afraid. Grown ass men. And then they wonder why things are the way they are. We got too many men standing on the sidelines. Think I'm gonna put my life in Trump's hands? He can't even run his own damn life. He says, you don't drive in Negros Occidental. Did you get a chance to drive it all in Kentucky? Do you miss it? I did drive my daughter's car, but I don't drive anymore. I don't drive anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. Driving is overrated for me. All I'm going to do is get upset, LA, Detroit. I promise you. Because you can't control how people drive. You can only drive your car. But in my mind, I'm trying to tell, look, man, stay in that lane. Put your blinker on. slow down and all that. See, I'm doing all that behind the wheel. I've always done that. And I've got probably millions of miles driving as an insurance agent over 16 years, every single day. I don't miss that. Uh-uh. And see, over here, the crazy thing is, okay, because I was riding with my daughter, we're going to Walmart, and we're not really on the expressway, although the the speed limit is 55. You get these young guys in these Chargers and these cars, and they really think that they're on a racetrack, man. I don't deal with that stuff, man. I mean, it just shows you, like, dude, why don't you slow down, man? They'll get all right behind you, and they want, they revving their engines up like they really, dude. You gotta, you know, whatever you got in there. You're not on the Daytona 500. No, I don't miss driving at all. Now he's not from there, man. They kidnapped him from here, dummy. He says, no, the USA has been in recession since 1971, when President Nixon took the value of the dollar off gold and put it on the word of the government. That's when the USA started going downhill. Yep, that's facts, but do we really know all that about that? I mean, that's what they say he did, and the record speaks for itself. So why didn't somebody jump back in there and say, okay, look, we see the error of his ways, let's correct that and put it back? Somebody on the other aisle. No, it shows you they working together. It don't matter what side they on, they crooks, man. Just like people are standing back right now who have the power to stop all this tariff stuff. You know, they're gonna pay when it comes time to vote. When election time rolls around, you watch, they're gonna pay for it. He said, I would never fight Sunshine Shoulders. We are having a civil discourse. Love this blog. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, that's all we have, and just a conversation. But, I hadn't checked my Sunshine Shoulders a messenger in a long time, man. Y'all sick out there, man. Y'all sick out there. That's all I'm gonna tell you. The few little videos that I made, you know, voicing my free speech, for you grown ass men to come like that. Remember, y'all know where I am. I don't hide. But y'all some tough guys behind the scenes. I didn't say anything really that would make you that angry. If the shoe fits, wear it. But yeah, we always they want the reassurance that they can get a woman over there. There's 55 million women in the Philippines, and there's a certain amount of women who you have access to because of their circumstances. They'll give you a chance, but it's nothing that we should be talking about every single day, every day of the week. And then you see these vloggers are interviewing these guys, okay? But y'all don't have a problem with that. Let me interview a brother and y'all lose your man. Let me put another black man next to me and I start interviewing him. Y'all have a damn shitting hemorrhage. But every damn day I cut on YouTube, that's all I see. It's two white guys having a conversation. It don't bother me, though, but it bothers y'all. And they say the same stuff over and over. You know, they say the same stuff over and over. He said, you people are too lazy to hit the like button. And then when you say, just stuff that's just so apparent like that, they get offended. It's apparent. I've been watching this stuff all for so many years. I've had a YouTube channel for 4.5 years, but I've been watching YouTube in the Philippines a little bit longer than that. And that's all I see. They don't have to name it every white man has a story for it to be that. It doesn't have to be that. But it doesn't bother me. The minute it's just a play on words. I was like, every black man has a story. Because there's so few black stories that are being told. We're over there too. Our stories count. They can help you. We go through the same stuff everybody else goes through. But people get offended by this stuff. I'm like, well, what kind of house was y'all raised in? I was raised in the state of Kentucky. It's only 8% black. 50% of that 8% lived in my neighborhood. So when I left my neighborhood, man, it was crickets. So I better learn, okay, how to get along with other people besides the people in my neighborhood. But y'all evidently y'all didn't learn that. Yeah, shit and hemorrhage. That's one for my mother. That's one my mother. That comes from Nancy Curl. Yeah, they have a shit and hemorrhage when you just say you put a brother beside me and start talking, but every single day you cut on YouTube and there it is right there in your face. But I'm not, I'm supposed to just deal with it. Well, it doesn't matter. They can be wrong too. Whoever voted was, they were wrong and they're paying for it. We're all paying for it. It don't matter, see it's right or wrong stuff. Hey, but you're always gonna blame the black man for that. You're gonna blame the black man for Trump. Trump is who we are as a country. This shit was going on long before Trump was born. Just like the name of the topic today is, men leaving America are not the problem, but a symptom of the problem. Trump is a symptom of the problem in America. We created Trump. We are Trump. And all the rest of them. But you know what they say? Oh, if you don't like it, here, leave. Well, I'll be damned. I fought for my country. I pay taxes. I still pay taxes. As long as I pay taxes, I'm going to be able to practice my free speech. You guys are crazy. That's how elementary y'all are. Oh, you don't like it, just leave. Yeah, I pay taxes here. Hey, P, a.k.a. give me, what's it? He said, give me crypto and e-bikes. Thanks for that super chat. He said, I keep supporting you, brother. Love what you're standing for and the way you tackle the issues. We're just having a conversation, man. I don't want to fight anybody and all that stuff. We're grown men. I mean, if we're not gonna do anything else, at least let's talk about it. To get all that frustration, pent up frustration, so you don't take an AK-47 to a bunch of school children or a bunch of senior citizens in the grocery store or a bunch of Christians at church. See, these guys, they're not talking. They don't have anybody to talk to. As much as we put social media down, that's the one good thing that social media did. It gave people an outlet, to get rid of a lot of that pent up frustration. What's up? The streets will riot. I'm in Chicago, man. Come on out. I'm going to be here till Sunday. Because once the meet and greet is over, it's still the night's going to be young. But, the weather is only going to be like 50. If we'd have looked at the weather, hell, we could have made it for next weekend when the temperature is going to be in the high 60s, 70s. But that's okay. We're going to still make it work at Geno's East Pizzeria, 162 East Superior Street. If I ain't gonna do nothing else, I'm gonna bring y'all together so y'all can know each other. See, now when I look over here in these comments, I know these people. I've met them before. I don't just be on YouTube for nothing, man. I created this support group for a reason. But all those years I used to go to the Philippines, man, it was crickets. I didn't know nobody. You walk past an American, I don't care what color he was, he kept on going. They want to be the only American in the room. I don't know what it was. I mean, out of all those years, I only met two guys, John, and it was another guy named Jesse. John was a white guy. Jesse was a black guy. He was a cook, and he worked for a contract. He was a cook in Iraq, and he worked 6 months, and he'd be in the Philippines 6 months. He was married, had a little son. I met him at the immigration office. Other than that, man, I mean, I remember one time I was in, if you ever been to Bahal on the ocean jet and you're in Tagbilaran, you're waiting on that, you're either going to Dumaguete or Cebu. It's a bunch of people in there, mostly Filipinos and Europeans. And on this particular day, it was one other black man in there. We probably were the only two black men on the whole entire island. I went up to say, well, what's up to him, man? He looked at me like I had shit on my face. And it just, and I immediately remembered that when I started my channel and I made a video. It was called The Other Guys. They don't want to be bothered. And, so that's what it was. So I said, well, hell, now that I got this platform, I want it to be more than just me talking to people. I want to get to know people because there's bigger channels, but they're not as influential. They can't have a meet and greet when nobody show up. They don't help nobody. They don't do anything like that, man. I'm a hands-on YouTube channel. That's why when people meet me, it's like they've been knowing me their whole life. That's the appeal I've got. I'm just a real guy. I'm not some fake. And there's other people like that. He says, how much money shall I bring 4 days and 3 nights? Oh, you talking about for Vietnam. Well, I know my buddy Jay, he's a educator. He said he could eat 3 meals for less than $10 over there. He said, Cal, he said, you probably think I'm lying. He said, but it's true. He said, good meals in Vietnam. But he came there he was there for 4 months. No, 7 months. 4 months or 7 months. I can't remember. Whatever it was, he went to 7 countries. That's what it was. He was there for 4 months. He went to 7 countries. And I said, well, which one's the best for you? And I thought he was going to say Thailand or something like that, right? Malaysia. He said Cebu. He said because Cebu had everything that he needed. And it's all subjective. He's over there now. He's in Bahal right now. He messaged me yesterday. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Okay, now you're going to place tariffs, he said, worldwide, but you don't place them on Russia. Like we don't get anything from Russia. He wants to be Putin, man. Yeah, but see, they'll fight you for saying stuff like this. They love rich people. They love Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not even an American citizen, man. He's not even from America. He'll never be able to run for president. If you go back and look at their history, man, it's scary, man, where that man comes from and how, what he grew up with. When his father came over to South Africa in 1950, that's when that apartheid stuff was at the height, man. This is what he grew up in. And they got these people all over here in our business. And y'all act like it don't matter. And to most of y'all, it don't matter. To me, it matters. He grew up in a damn apartheid house. So his father got, all them contracts and all that land and stuff like that in a time where it was illegal for black people to even own land over there. Hey, Alan Lewis, thank you. Well, most people think that we're not supposed to talk about it. Well, who's supposed to talk about this stuff? We're just talking about it. We're just having a conversation you would have around the table. But people get offended. They can't, oh, I don't want to hear that. And they go in the other room. If we don't talk about it, it's not happening. Mm, yeah. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they don't care. They don't care he's rich. You know, that's what I was, that's what a lot of people are saying now. Why don't these rich people just, enjoy their grandkids, go on vacation? Why do they got to deal with our lives? You can't get any more money. Now it's all about power. Now you just want to show that you can fuck up somebody's life. He's all up in there trying to take people's social security and stuff. Man, y'all crazy. Y'all think y'all gonna put? You think I'm gonna put up with that? It's a wonder these guys got a target on their back. Some people don't put up with that stuff, man. I don't condone this stuff, but I can understand why some people be like, because it seems so crazy because we've got so many cowards over here. There's so many people standing on the sideline doing nothing, letting these people run roughshod over your life. And then when somebody stands up like that and be like, man, I'm sick of this shit, they know who to shoot. They're not shooting innocent people. Y'all lose your damn man. I don't advocate that stuff, but I can understand, I can understand, man. When them police ran in my house, man, and had that that AR-15 at the head of my little 1-year old daughter. See, I understand why they do that kind of stuff, why they snap and they want revenge and all that. Why do you think that man, what was his name, that shot the guy from the United Healthcare? Why do you think so many people came uh, and to support him and everything like that. And y'all thought they were crazy. They wasn't. He did what they was too scared to do. They understood what he did and why he did it. And hell, he was rich. But all y'all gonna do is just sit around and let these people run roughshod over your life. And then when somebody says, "Well, I've had enough. I'm gonna look around since the Earth's approximately 197 million square miles. Maybe there's another place that I can live. I've earned that. I'm 62 years old. I've put over 40, even if you just count when I filed my first taxes, I was 17. That's 45 years. Don't you think that's enough time I put in the system? I should be able to look around and live somewhere else if I want to without being called unpatriotic and a hater of America and all that stuff. Why in the world do these guys go and die for our free speech if we're not going to use it? And all the other rights and privileges that we have over here, if you're not going to use it. And now if you don't use it, the government, they're trying to take it from you anyway now. I felt real bad for those soldiers the other day in Lithuania. They're on some type of exercise in that armored vehicle and they get caught in there. They call it a bog. I guess it would be like a swamp or something. Imagine dying like that, you know. And then we back here arguing over some bullshit. Hey, what's up, Gleason? He said, I just joined. Where are you? I'm in Chicago, man. We've got our meet and greet tomorrow. But men are tired of being inconsequential, man. Be honest, man. You know you feel you're not important because you're not Elon Musk. You're not Donald Trump. You're not Cory Booker. So people overlook you. But you're the one who holds this country together. And if you don't know, I know. We work our fingers to the bone. We do everything the country asked us to do. And they still overlook us. So at some point you say, you wake up and be like, well, hell, they always gonna overlook me. I'm out of here. They're not even gonna know I'm gone. See? And that's why men are leaving. Lots and lots of men. And oh, they're leaving. And the more people that are leaving America, just as many are coming back. And they say, oh, they leaving the Philippines. Yeah, right. You're doing that for clicks. The many people, expats and Americans and Westerners leaving, the more it's coming. And there's some men over there who that stuff doesn't bother them that y'all talk about. They're living the best life they've ever had. I'm one of them, but I'm just one of just hundreds of thousands. It's so many you can't count them. All you gotta do is come to one of my meet and greets over there, and every last man in there is living the best life over there. He has no complaints. But yeah, I wish y'all come out. He said, yeah, he said, Sunshine, they have us distracted with Trump and Elon. We need to keep our eyes on Bill Gates, who's buying up all the farmland. Like, for why? Yeah, well, they're all, it's all the oligarchs. See, they used to always point at other places, Russia, the Philippines, but now that's going on in America. They're running our country, man. They've taken it over. You know, look at this TikTok thing. If anybody's not paying attention, remember, oh, we're gonna ban it. And now when his his cronies are interested in buying it, oh, we're gonna give it 75 more days now, so Amazon can buy it. They're gonna buy up everything. You got 5 million here that own more wealth than the bottom 150 million, and y'all don't have a problem with that, but you will, of course. I was saying this about uh, Trump and the reason why um, people follow him the way that they do. I said, because all those guys were hanging around Jeffrey Epstein. I'm pretty sure, they were all in that little circle. They've got something on each other. Clinton, yeah, I mean, I don't care who they are. They don't care about us. And it just gets to the point where, I've been thinking like this ever since I was 10. I just didn't have the money or the wherewithal to leave. I've been thinking like this since I was 10. People are just afraid, and they're afraid to do what you do. So when you do it, they criticize you. Well, after you get a certain age, you're like, man, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I got to be happy. They're all uh, crooks because they're not getting anything done. I'm 61. I'll be 62 in May. Okay, what's gotten better really here? If you really practice your free speech, they'll counsel you. And if you really out here kicking facts, they'll kill you. Say something about Israel and all of that, and see what happens to you. There's no free speech, man. Say something that you don't like what's going on over there in Palestine. Let the right people hear that. You see what Dwight Howard said. He said he made a tweet one time. Free Palestine. He said the NBA commissioner called him. His agent called him. All kinds of people start calling him like, man, you got to take that down. Because he wrote Free Palestine. You're talking about free speech, man. Free speech over here for real. Somebody's gonna make money on the stock market. It ain't gonna be us. He said stock market is moving lower to meet historic earnings multiples. The SPS has run so much from COVID low, it was a matter of time before we saw a correction. Well, it's here. Don't fold to the FUD. Yes, as long as you stay in there, you got a chance. But if you sell and get out, then you don't have a chance. That's what I was saying. Okay, if American Airlines stock is down 44% since the beginning of the year, that's crazy. Long before this Liberation Day, but they took a hammering. All the big three did in this Liberation Day. They're down about a third altogether. Okay, he says in the Philippines, cohabitation with a girlfriend, specifically if commitment is socially acceptable and common. He says, I agree to sign cohabitation agreement to ensure most of the obligations like marriage, but don't want to marry ever. Yeah, there's something called an unspoken agreement. Most Filipinos have never been inside of a courtroom. They'll go to the barangay captain first, or the barangay first. You know, you see videos like this because that's the extreme. Most people that I know, I've been going over there. April the 9th will be 16 years. I've been going back and forth to the Philippines. I live there now for over 6 years. They break up and they go on about their business. They ain't all of that. Oh, I'm taking you to court and you got to pay me a certain amount of money and all of that. Okay. They make all that stuff up, man, because they need content. They can't talk about regular real life stuff. And this is what we need more of. We just need regular conversations about what goes on over there or wherever you are, over here or wherever it is. We don't need all that exceptionalism. Talking about, okay, yeah, bring it up, but it's not something for you to be worried about. I mean, that would be vengeance right there. And how would all you would have to do is get on a plane and go home. Okay, if they try to, make you put your feet to the fire like that, just get on the plane and leave. Well, they can't stop you from that. But all that stuff is crazy. You don't have to do all that stuff. I know who puts out content like that, but it's not relevant. He said most of Fox News' most celebrated criers are literally part of the current administration. Yeah, you see what happened when the guy now okay, now if that would happen under any other uh, administration when the guy leaks the war plans for Yemen, man, you're talking about, man, an investigation and everything. You got to resign. They're sweeping it under the rug because it's a cult. It's a cult, man. They're going to try to act like that's no big deal. And he said, oh, it wasn't confidential to the man. Said, yeah, it was. And he released all the information on the chat. The guy told the time, the weapons, the plane, the people in the plane, the pilots, and everybody involved. It was confidential information. These people are blockheads, they call them, nincompoops, imbeciles, running our country. But because they're part of this cult, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a guy for Fox and make him, man, y'all crazy, man. This is only in America right now. Like, what universe are we in? When people don't even have to be qualified. And then you fuckers want to talk about DEI? That's DEI on steroids. When you give an unqualified cocksucker that job like that. Same thing with, okay, when he got rid of the 4-star general, and he brings, because he doesn't think Trump is senile, man. And it's going to be years later when they finally tell the truth, like they did with Reagan, that you're going to see this man is senile. He brings a general out of retirement who is not qualified, who doesn't meet the requirements to hold the Joint Chiefs of Staff, to head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's not a land officer. Man, you can only make this stuff up. You can't make it up. We're in some type of, I mean, what universe are we in? And that's why when these mega people start talking crazy, I'm just saying, we have something called the rule of law, Alex. It goes on both sides. I don't care anything about Biden. You saw what Biden was. That's why they got rid of him. But they won't get rid of Trump because Trump stands for something. You know, Trump is y'all's hero. He speaks y'all's language. Trump does. He gives y'all courage. He's going to get y'all's ass kicked, is what he's going to do. Yes, DEI on steroids, man. You know I'm telling the truth. You're going to give that man that job. The Secretary of Defense, he comes straight from Fox News, man. Come on, guys. Y'all, we got to take that type of stuff serious. And then he actually goes in, grabs a man out of retirement. This man is all the way retired. A 3-star, by the way. Doesn't even meet the requirements, but it doesn't matter. That's the DEI I was talking about on that video the other day when them people got mad. They get mad when you tell them the facts. Cults don't like the facts. That's DEI. That's a handout. When you're going to give a man a job he's not qualified for, simply because of the color of his damn skin. But then they want to say, black people, DEI didn't affect us as much as people thought it was. It's white women first, veterans second, Latinos, I believe, and then black people, or Asians, one of them, but white women was first. Thank you, Hybrid 711, for the super chat. He said, Cal, I'm going back to the USA for a while on a flight tonight. Wow. After being in Southeast Asia for 22 months. Well, get ready, man. You coming back. You jumping from the frying pan to the fire, dude. I'm telling you now. See, you know, my numbers are up. My numbers would stay up if I stayed over here because I'd be right in the fight. I don't talk about this stuff when I'm in the Philippines because I'm in the Philippines. But I'm in America now, so I can talk about the stuff that's going on in America. I can do that. A lot of y'all's famous vloggers can't do it. Are they afraid to do it? They can't talk real life stuff. But yeah, however, 7-Eleven, yeah, man, you coming back. I want to say the right time, but really the wrong time. Hey, Enzo, the Baker, 305. Welcome to the fourth quarter, man. Thanks for your support. But you know, I'm going to tell you something, man. I love America. I just can't live here right now, not at this stage in my life. That's all I'm saying. I've been gone for a long, long time. I've gotten used to another alternate lifestyle. That's all it is. It's not that I don't like America. I miss my lifestyle there. I really got it good over there. I wouldn't want to give it up and come over here and start all over again. I'm living as good over there as I've ever lived over here on what, 25% of the money. So I'm showing you that it can be done. I'm telling you that I'm doing it. I don't have nothing to gain by saying I'm doing it if I'm not. That's all it is. It's not that I don't like it here. I just gotta I've created a better lifestyle for myself over there. I've been able to find my sweet spot. Remember, the Earth's 197 million square miles. Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from, is 334 square miles. Do you really think I'm going to find what I'm looking for on that speck of life? It's a wonder y'all so frustrated. Whatever you're looking for is out here somewhere. You got to leave that dot, man. It's speck. It's not even a dot. It's a speck. You living, we already living on a dot. You know, I mean, the Earth is a dot. You're living on a dot on a dot. That's a tiny existence, man. All we're doing was changing women, changing cars, changing jobs. Nothing new. I don't want your wife. I don't want your ex-wife. And that's what the guy, you think I'm joking? There's a man over here now dating my ex-wife. I don't want that anymore. You know, what I don't know won't hurt me. I've never seen Maryland, the father of her children. I've never seen him. But I'm saying that's all they're gonna keep on doing until they die. Changing women and husbands and jobs and cars and everything. And like, that's not living to me. It's just not living to me. I'm sorry. Hey, Aaron of Ishwa, thanks for that super chat. He says, that's why they love Trump. White supremacy has always been about unearned benefits. Make America great again equals take us back to the time when the white men didn't have to work for anything. Well, that's what I was talking about. But see, just like you got white men over here, mediocre white men over here, they want their DEI. You got mediocre black men over here who are in the way too. They're in the way too. It's just mediocre men altogether. But yeah, Trump speaks their language. I mean, but if you, I mean, that's clear as day that he's handing out DEI assignments. His whole cabinet's DEI, really. But when you point that out, they don't want to hear that. That man, the first major thing he's called on to do, he screws it up and gives away the war plans to a journalist. Okay, man, I'm telling y'all, look, y'all heard me say it. I said it before to people in private, but you're gonna hear me say it because now I'm hearing other people saying it. And I said I should have went on record to say it. This cocksucker in the White House is getting ready to start something with Iran. You know why? To distract away from this terrible economic plan that this trade wars and stuff. He's gonna do it. All you gotta do whenever you hear Trump talk about Iran, you can hear it in his voice. You could see he he gives his hand away. He shows his hand. They're getting ready to do that, man. And we're not gonna be safe anywhere on the planet. That's why I want to hurry up and get on my plane and go on back to the Philippines before that starts, because it's getting ready to happen. Okay, y'all heard me say it. I um, the presidential plane, Air Force One, and boy, I said, my God, this man's gonna start something with Iran, and it gets drawing closer now because he sees that this tariff and this trade war is blowing up in his face, so he needs something to rescue and bring the country together again. And he's going to use Iran, man. It's going to be Iran. Y'all mark my words, man. I hate that too, man. It's the times we living in. You know, imagine how hypocritical we are to try to tell somebody else that they can have a not have atomic weapons when we're the only country that's ever existed who has ever dropped used atomic weapons on human beings. Okay, make that make sense to me. But we're over there telling people based on what we think they might do, not what they've done. We've actually done it. We've actually fried innocent men, women, children, babies. Okay, and you can justify it all you want. The fact is, we dropped those two atomic bombs. Okay, and now all of a sudden, we want to be the I don't know. I guess the rulers of the world. We want to tell everybody else whether they can have. They know good and well Iran is far, far from uh, an atomic bomb. I guarantee you, Israel has one. They'll have one. Israel. No, it's just not Trump. It's not Trump. I'm not a Democrat. You know, you guys get triggered when we call y'all ignorant, when you don't listen to facts. This man has run, he inherited everything he's got. He didn't build anything. He's filed bankruptcy 5 times. Now you give him the keys to the biggest business on the planet and you think he's going to make something good out of it? You're a damn fool. You see what he did? He's done, sent the stock market into a tailspin. He's getting ready to affect your pocket. I don't want to hear it when it happens. Y'all building a clown up. None of them is any good, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there's many sweet spots on earth. You just gotta find your sweet spot. You ain't gonna find it cowering in your house, afraid to move, you know, afraid somebody's gonna call you a hater. You're never gonna find it, I love LaChon. I think you was talking about what y'all be you got your sister lives in Portugal. And then, it's a lot of people are going over to Nairobi, Kenya. Some people love, they got Colombia, Medellin, Cartagena, and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and all parts of Brazil. Man, but they think they're not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. They're drinking poison over here. That's what Trump's feeding them. These people are drinking poison when they think that America's all there is. You know, America's Ford tough, and half the parts come from China and Mexico and different places like that. Okay, make that make sense to me. People are stupid. And when you call them stupid, I call them stupid to their face. They get mad. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here because I got a long day, man. I messed up bad. I forgot that Chicago is on Central Standard Time. They're an hour behind Louisville. So I was an hour, almost an hour late. W Secrets to Success. If I wouldn't have checked my messages and saw, he said, "Hey Cal, they're waiting on you on the live stream." I was like, "What? And it's not 9:30 yet." Then it hit me that I'm in Chicago because I got to get up early. I got something to do before the meet and greet. But if you want to come to the meet and greet and you're in Chicago, it's Geno's East, the original Geno's East Pizzeria, 162 East Superior Street, from 3 until. They're giving us 2 hours. I got a reservation for 25, but I told them, expect more. This is Chicago. And I'm thinking, well, maybe more people show up. It's Final Four weekend, you know, because I may end up, if I don't go to Texas next, I'm probably going to Florida before I head out of here. I'm just gonna, put it in a cup and pull it out, and whichever one is the one I'm going to. Because I got a lot of, friends and subscribers in both those places, Houston, Texas, and I want to say, Tampa, somewhere like that. But take care, y'all. Thank you so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. I'll see you at the meet and greet.